didn't even think about this until I got
fucking floating.
Yeah, my head was floating. I was like, all right, bet.
Okay, ready, go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Damone D. Money Allen, and I am your host for the #1 underground combat sports podcast, teeing off with Travvy T and the bad guy. Joining me as always is Travvy T.
You almost got it.
And the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
You. Like I said, my name is Damone D. Money Allen. I'm going to be your host on our journey tonight. We're going to dive deep into the world of combat sports, from wrestling, pro wrestling, MMA, and boxing. And then we're going to close the show with the main event of the evening. So this week, we got some hot topics as always. So let's get started, gents. So first, we're going to start off with boxing.
Don't do that.
Gents, calling you gents.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay, gents and a lady. Kenny, you're the gent.
Thank you.
Damone's the lady.
I assumed that was.
So we're gonna start off with boxing. So
hold on, am I a pretty lady?
No. for like the 1800s.
I'll take it.
You're pretty for the 1800s. Tito Ortiz is upset with Anderson Silva for forcing their boxing match to be contested at 195 pounds. Originally, the thought was it would be at like 200 or 205, but Silva forced it down. Travis, what are your thoughts?
First of all, I think it's disgusting that we're seeing Tito Ortiz versus Anderson Silva. I want Anderson Silva versus Roy Jones Jr., damn it.
I thought that was what was going to happen.
Everybody did, but apparently not. But I mean, I agree and disagree with Tito Ortiz. I agree because, like he said, he's never made 195 pounds in his entire career. So, like, why this doesn't make sense. It's harder to cut weight as an adult, or as like the older you get. I mean, however, you still sign the contract, motherfucker. Like. Like, you can't be mad. You agreed to it. It's your fault. It's just as much your fault as it's his.
Right. If you don't want to fight it that way, don't sign the contract to fight it that way. Kenny.
My thing is, isn't Tito Ortiz naturally bigger than him?
Yeah. He's naturally.
So was he just doing it just to be a dick?
Who, Anderson Silva?
Well, I thought Tito Ortiz initiated that. Like, hey,
no, Silva
forced it to 195. And Tito's pissed.
Tito's pissed.
Okay, I was thinking it was the other way around. Okay, well, never mind. Then I just take my
point. Like, this changes everything.
Yeah, it does. I'm like, okay, so I get it then. I get it then. He's like, look, I get it.
He's like, I'm big, bitch. Like,
yeah. So
he says he's gonna have to cut off his right leg to be able to make that weight.
Then don't.
Tito Ortiz. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. I thought it was gonna be I was gonna go a different direction with that. If it was the other way around. Like, I'm not mad at it.
So Pacquiao says that Urgus was given his title and didn't earn it. So who do you think wins on Saturday night? Bad guy.
Wait, say that again.
I always mispronounce his name. Urgus. Pacquiao says Urgus was given this title and that he didn't earn it. Who do you think wins on Saturday?
Between them two fighting?
Between those two, yeah. Between Pacquiao and Urgus.
I got Pacquiao winning. That match, in my opinion.
Travvy.
Pacquiao by 7th round knockout.
Ooh, call the round. Kenny, call the round.
Was he going to knock out? I was gonna say decision, but yeah.
Unanimous or split?
Probably split. There's always one dumb boxing judge out there. So I've seen Floyd Mayweather whoop a guy's ass for all 12 rounds, and they did a shit fucking split decision.
Speaking of which, that actually leads into our next topic, which is the WBC is introducing a new scoring system called Q&Q. So it's similar to the must system which they use right now. So I'm going to explain the system. So you're going to have to give me a minute. So basically, it's getting the judges to rate each round with a numerical value, so 10-9 or whatever, accompanied by a margin of victory for the round. And it has 4 categories. C is closed, M is moderate, D is decisive, and ED is extremely decisive. So 94% of rounds are rated 10-9 in boxing. It's difficult to see a judge rate a 10-10. Even in a very close fight, and in the end, they just pick a winner of the round, regardless of what's kind of happening in the match. So the Q&Q is getting the judges to maximize their concentration and improve their performance. Many rate fights with our remote scoring system, and thus week after week, they are subjected to training and evaluation. The object is that no one is more than 2 degrees apart from anyone else. For example, if one judge scores a fight 10-9C, which is close, and the other judges it 10-9, which is moderate, that's fine because they both have the same winner, and they both saw the same winner. One is a close round, the other is a moderate,
yeah.
But if another judge scores it 10-9, which is decisive, which is more than 2 degrees of separation, they're going to evaluate that person who did the 10-9D to review their performance in detail.
I like that. So that way, it's like kind of like how you don't really watch battle rap, but some people, like, instead of saying like there's 3 rounds in battle rap, and you can say 30, like you got 30, that means you got destroyed, or you can say gentleman's 30, where you didn't get destroyed, but you still lost the rounds, if that made sense.
Right.
That's what they call a gentleman's 30 in battle rap. So that's what I think of that as. You lost the round, but you didn't get destroyed. If that makes sense. You said what?
No, Kenny's still there. I still hear him.
Oh, I must have. You were moving, I was moving, but Kenny was sounding like a robot, so that was my bad.
Did you hear me fine, Demo?
Yeah, I heard you fine. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was heard through all that. But yeah, that's all I take it as, and I feel like that's a way better judging system than what's been going on. So that way it is not. So I feel like hopefully there's not any more ties, because I hate the fact that people go through a dog, like, you know what I'm saying, it's a bloody fight just for it to be like tie, just because you want to sell a second fight. I feel like there should always be a definitive winner. I feel like there's no way, unless you land the same amount of punches and they both land the same way, there should never be a tie ever.
Okay, Travvy.
It's cool. I get it. I don't think it's the best way to judge a fight. Verdict MMA and Apple, you can get it on your phone, is the best way to judge a fight. I think it's a global scorecard. Everybody watching the fight gets to judge it. That's why I think that all combat sports should go to be honest with you. In the history of Verdict, they've only had 1 tie ever. It was TJ Dillashaw versus Corey Sandhagen.
And that's how it should be, though. Where it should be rare as fuck to see a tie.
Yeah, because it's also not. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say now it's just almost common to see it now. I just want to say that point. I'm gonna let you finish what you were saying.
You don't get it's not like a 10-9 must. I mean, you still score. Everybody scores it 10-9 or 10-8 or 10-7 or whatever it is, right? But it averages everybody out. So like the winner of a round might be a 9.87 to a 9.13, or you see what I'm saying? And then like it also, like, say you lose, like Yoel Romero versus Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa won the first 2 rounds on Verdict, and Yoel Romero won the 3rd round, but he won the 3rd round so definitively that he won the fight. according to Verdict MMA. I think it's a better scoring system.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty good. I don't know about using that specifically because I think you do run into the issue of like it becoming a popularity contest.
You don't because Conor McGregor versus Habib won every single round.
Yeah, true. I think I like it. I do like it in theory.
I implore people to go check it out and download the app, watch an MMA fight. They have all the UFC and Bellator on that and the PFL. The PFL uses them, by the way. You go in there and score the fights as you watch them.
Yeah.
The only problem with I feel like with scoring the fights as you watch them, like for global, is people have certain people they like, and it's like no matter what happens, they still see it as they won.
That's great, but I'm saying that's what Conor McGregor is by far the most popular UFC fighter ever. When he fought Habib, who was not a star at that point, Habib won every single round.
Okay, that's good then. As long as it's not no biasness, that's the only thing I'll be like.
Yeah.
My only worry would be like what bias would be if it's like a super close round and it definitively goes to the more popular guy just because he's more popular.
Here's the thing: I don't think casual fans are going to be going through and scoring fights. Yeah, I don't think that's the thing that they're going to do.
Some people are just so for them that they will do that. Like,
or someone. But when it's millions of people scoring,
true.
It's better. I would rather have millions of people score the fight and go off who won based off the average rather than 3.
True.
Yeah.
But I do think this would help keep people accountable too. Because if I'm scoring, if I'm giving rounds 10-9 as definitive to one guy, and the other people are like, no, each of those rounds were close, I'm doing something wrong. I'm fucking up. So I should be judged. And they should release the judges' scorecards so that the public can see it and they can be held accountable. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next topic. So Jake Paul puts out a hit list against fighters and celebrities. And that list includes Tyron Woodley, Canelo Alvarez, Nate and Nick Diaz, Usman. I'm assuming you mean who's Timmy Fury?
Tyson Fury's
okay.
Son or little brother.
Okay, didn't know that. Conor McGregor, KSI, Gervonta Davis, and Logan Paul. So every motherfucker in the world. Travis, your thoughts? And does he fight any of these people?
You said, does he fight any of these people?
Yeah, besides Woodley, because he's already fighting Woodley. But
yeah, I think so. Let me look at this list again. So we've got. He's already fighting Woodley. He's not fighting Canelo Alvarez. He's not doing that. That's not happening.
It's not happening.
No.
Nick Diaz. Maybe he might fight Nate or Nick. He might. I doubt it, but maybe. Usman not happening. Timmy Fury's called him out a couple times. It's possible. Conor McGregor, I highly doubt it. KSI, yeah, he's fighting him. He's definitely fighting him. Gervonta Davis, maybe. Gervonta might do it. He's gonna knock him the fuck out.
I don't see that happening.
But he might do it. And then Logan Paul probably.
I personally don't see him fighting. I don't see Jake Paul fighting any fighter who's active and is still dominating. I don't see him fighting someone of that caliber. I see him fighting people that are either washed up or other celebrities.
I have a question.
What's up?
Go ahead. Finish your sentence.
No, I was gonna say I don't see him fighting anybody that's not either washed up or a celebrity. Like if it's not Nate Robbins, you know, like a Nate Robbins, something like that. I don't see that happening. Yeah, so I don't personally, even though I feel like, and I can't fucking stand the Diaz brothers. In the words of Tony Montana, I personally think I don't even see that one happening. Even though I personally think they suck, but I don't think they're gonna get to the period where they're gonna be like he's gonna fight one of the Diaz brothers, and I don't see him fighting. I can see Conor McGregor. I can see Conor McGregor fighting Logan Paul, but I don't see Jake Paul really fighting. I feel like they're trying to promote him as the asshole guy who just keeps getting dubs. And it's like he just can't seem to lose. And everybody wants to see him lose, but he's going to keep winning against these random ass fighters. I just don't see him losing anytime soon.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're inflating his record by having him fight people he shouldn't be fighting.
Yep.
Especially if he wants to be a professional fighter.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
For Kenny.
What's up?
Do you think if he fights Nick Diaz or if he fights Nate Diaz, do you think he can beat Nate Diaz?
Jake Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You fried.
Can you beat Jake Paul in a boxing match?
Jake Paul in a boxing match?
Yeah, Kenny.
No.
Oh, wow.
But
can you beat Nate Diaz in a UFC fight?
I can beat both of the Diaz brothers the same night. Them niggas stuck.
They're universally recognized. Nate is universally recognized as one of the best boxers in MMA.
I don't see him as the best anything. I think he sucks. I really do. Like, I really.
He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's gonna break your fucking neck.
I don't think that nigga. I don't think nigga's good.
He's gonna stand up with you too. That's the best part. Is he's gonna be able to stand up and just you're gonna punch him. He's gonna flip you off and slap you.
Here's the thing too though. This is a boxing match. This isn't an MMA match. We're talking. Jake Paul is a better boxer than them. I will definitely say that. I would say he's a better boxer than them. The thing about Jake Paul is he uses his strength, and what people don't realize is his left hand is nothing. It's literally literally a setup punch with his.
Oh, it definitely is.
It's nothing. It's literally like. He's going for the right hook. It's literally he's waiting to do.
He does the same. He does the same thing every time. He throws a left jab to the body. He feints a left jab to the body and then knocks you out with a right hook.
And it works. That's the thing.
It works. Everybody falls for it.
And that's the thing. Like we can say this, like, oh, you know, what I'm saying like this is what he's gonna do, but it works because fucking Ronda Rousey predicted she was gonna get knocked out with a fucking high kick, and what happened? She got knocked out with a fucking high kick.
Daniel Cormier predicted that he was gonna sway into a high kick.
That's what I'm saying. Like people predict it all the time. Like it's just.
He's like, you think because I dropped my hands and I lean to the left, you're gonna catch me with a head kick? No way.
Yeah, I think Jake Paul is in my opinion, he's a mediocre boxer, but he's strong as shit. Yeah, that's what I will say. He's strong as shit, so he can be able to take out these washed up people and these celebrities who have no business being in a fucking boxing ring.
You're good. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say, but when it comes to somebody like if he fought a Conor McGregor. I feel like Conor McGregor might give him that trouble. I feel like he can still probably beat him only because and I think he can barely beat Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor's stamina is shitty. That's the only thing about him. I think Jake Paul can last longer than him because he legit he conditions. I will give him his credit. As much as I hate Jake Paul, I fucking hate his guts. But the thing is, he conditions. He actually trains like a boxer. Like he legit.
Yeah, that's all he does. Is he has the best coaches in the world.
He does. He's privileged.
The only question is like, what happens if he ever gets hurt?
Oh, if he gets, I can see it. Like I'm saying, he's never gonna fight. I feel like he's never gonna fight Conor McGregor. But unless Conor McGregor legit has a fall off to the point where, you know, what I'm saying like his career downhill, then he'll be like, let me go ahead and fight Conor McGregor and then beat him. And then he'd be like, I feel like he's beating people so he can say he's beating these people type shit. Like, he's like, oh, I got Ben Askren under my belt, and I got Tyron Woodley. I beat an ex-champ. These are ex-champions. Like, he's beating these people. Right. But I just feel like they aren't good anymore. So that's why like real fighter, like real fight fans are like, bro, these people aren't shit anymore. But certain people are like, oh, well, he beat Tyron Woodley, so you know, so it's like that. Like, no, he's not. Tyron Woodley ain't been good in years.
True.
And it pisses me off. I thought he was the next. I think he's the next GOAT. I think he's the next welterweight GOAT. And he disappointed me.
Nope, he is not.
He's not at all.
Nope. You know what I think Woodley is? I think Woodley's a little tired.
Are you tired? Tired of those other energy drinks hitting you with a short burst of jittery energy, followed by a crash that leaves you with less energy than you had before? Well, fear not, because Ray's energy drinks are specifically formulated to get you going without making you jittery and keeps you from crashing. With 0 sugars, 0 calories, and better caffeine than a cup of coffee, Ray's energy drinks are the #1 growing energy drink on the market. With flavors like Baja Lime, Sour Gummy Worm, Guava Mango, and Strawberry Colada, Ray's has some of the best tasting energy drinks available. You can get a case of Ray's right now by going to repsports.com and using promo code T1THREE when you check out to take 15% off of your next order. That's promo code T1THREE for 15% off of your next order of better, tastier energy.
Okay, so now we're going to transition into mixed martial arts. So the last 6 months have been the most profitable in UFC history. Travvy, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't. It makes sense, I guess. I don't really have a strong opinion either way of this. Good for them. I will say this though: they only out of those profits, only 16% of their profits go to their fighters. That's ridiculous. Almost every other pro sport is 50-50. It should be 50-50.
It should be. Kenny.
Yeah, I agree with Travis on that. I think with boxing, it's a little more lenient with that shit. Like they can really discuss contracts, where UFC they just pretty much like, look, this is pretty much cut and dry. I feel like with UFC is like you're getting $5 million for this fight and that's it. Whereas boxing's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I feel like if we hold it off, we can get, you know what I'm saying, we can get $20 million for this fight, something like that. They know how to, their business is better. Like when it comes to making business with the fighters.
Yeah. Okay. So what is going on with Conor McGregor on Twitter? He called out Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping. Bad guy.
Well, he said he called out Michael Bisping and who else?
And Daniel Cormier.
Conor McGregor called them out? I didn't know that.
He's been talking shit about him.
Like okay, is he just talking shit or is he saying I'm gonna fight you?
He's basically saying like they suck. They're not good. They're not.
Oh, he could say that.
That's what. So basically, he's called Daniel Cormier a fat fuck and like says he's unprofessional. He said the biggest fight of his career, or the biggest commentary job of Daniel Cormier's career was when he commentated against or for Poirier versus McGregor 3, and he said he showed up to the press conference drunk the day before. He's like, that you should be fired for that, blah blah blah, like all this stuff. Daniel Cormier basically responded with like, listen, we can't fight, so just stop. Like, you're not selling a fight, you're just being a dick.
Here's the thing. You can talk your shit and be like, he's not good and he's not this. Don't say he should be in jail for this when you literally were on video vandalizing and stuff. Like you were literally punching old men in bars and saying wild shit. Like like you can. It's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black. Like you need to chill out. Like I mean, you can talk your shit and be like Michael Bisping is not that good or DC is not that good, but don't sit there and be like you suck and you need to be in jail for being drunk. When that has nothing to do with anything. You can be drunk. You can't be drunk and disorderly. That's the problem. You can't be out here fucking up too.
I will say this. Michael Bisping said, replied to a tweet that some fans like, sorry that McGregor's being a bitch and calling you all these names and stuff or whatever. He's like, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't matter. He's like, I'm just not sure which one's getting erased faster, his tweets or his legacy.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
But Conor clapped back with a picture of Michael Bisping on coach in an airplane flying coach and said the only legacy I'm worried about is the Legacy 5000 jet that my mom flies on. I said,
McGregor's one of people like he talks with his money. I mean, it's cold for real, but at the same time, like if we're gonna be real, his biggest enemy is himself. He's fucking up his own.
Oh, for sure.
Like if you can just talk your shit before the fight and not be this fucking like be a heel in real life. You can just be a heel in this sport. That's cool. But you trying to be a heel in real life, it's like, come on, man. It's hard to like you when you're doing like because you already did the father shit and now you're doing this. So it's hard to like you now.
Oh, wait. There's actually been more posted since we started the show. So Michael Bisping replied to the Legacy 5000 thing and said, money doesn't make you a man, little guy. Besides, even if you stood on your wallet, I'd still be a bigger man than you. Conor McGregor says, oh, you a big man, are you, bro? Ha, 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 ha. A real man wouldn't sprint from his hometown after they come knocking on his mother's door, bro. Don't forget that one big man in the U.S. crunch time and you dipped. Michael says, I'm not your bro, smiley face. Conor McGregor says, knock, knock, who's there? Not Mike anyway. He just done the back wall. Ha, 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 ha.
Conor has been taking things real personal lately. He's going straight to personal shit.
He's doing he's living Sting's gimmick from your show.
He's being a despicable heel. Yeah, Conor. Yeah. By the way, Mike, he's right about one thing. Michael Bisping does absolutely suck.
He does.
Shut up.
I agree with you. He's not that good.
Daniel Cormier, though, is a top 5 all-time fighter.
Ah!
He is.
Yeah, because I agree. Because the fact that you dominate in 2 different divisions, I got to give you that.
So where's Stipe?
Stipe's up there too, but
He's a top 5. He beat Cormier twice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like
Knocked him out.
The second one has an asterisk though. That's
I agree. I agree because of the eye.
Yeah. He was still doing his thing even though his eye was fucked up.
Yeah.
He was still doing all right. That's one of the things. It's like it's hard, so you got to give him that credit. But I think DC is in the discussion for top 5. I don't know who my top 5 UFC fighters of all time. I had to sit there and think about it, but DC is probably in my top 5.
Yeah, I'd say DC's. I'd probably still have DC over Stipe just because DC did it in more than one division. So
it's hard to say because it's just
the only two people that ever beat him were the heavyweight goat and the goat.
light heavyweight goat.
The light heavyweight goat. So
Yeah,
you're beating everybody else. Whooped up on.
Yeah, so we gotta give you a credit. I gotta because I'll probably say my top 5 probably be John Jones, Khabib. It'll be DC, Mighty Mouse, and then probably Amanda Nunes. I'll probably say my top 5.
Mighty Mouse and DC over GSP.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got it. Like when I think about Mighty Mouse and GSP probably fighting for that 5th spot. They're probably fighting for that 5th spot.
I'd put GSP over Mighty
And DC.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. GSP has 2 losses and he avenged both twice.
That is
DC has 4 losses and has only beaten those 2 men once. So out of 5 fights with 2 men, he won 1 fight.
When you put it like that, it sounds.
And 6 fights with 2 men, GSP won 4.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that part, but I still feel like this we still can't take away the fact that he dominated the heavyweight and light heavyweight division.
I'm with you, but GSP is a 2-division champ.
You said what?
GSP is a 2-division champ.
I feel you, but I'm still putting Usman there.
He left for 4 years, right? 4 years and came back and won the middleweight belt.
Yeah, from trash ass Michael Bisping.
I know. I'm just saying, but there's certain things that still qualify you for. Like I said, Usman literally, he's not, in my opinion, he's not better than GSP. But the fact that this man has a 100% takedown defense is probably the scariest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
He's the Madara of welterweights.
Yeah, he just get that shit out of here. Every time I grab, get that shit out of here. 100%.
So we're move on. So Davison Figueiredo calls Brandon Moreno a pussy for not giving him the rematch.
You can't make that decision for nobody. If you lose, you can't call him a pussy for it. Like what? Like I whooped your ass before. That's like it's like when you're that kid growing up and you beat somebody in something and they're like run it back. You're like, nah, I'm okay. Like I'll take my ball and go home. They're like, you're a pussy. Like I already beat you. What do I have more to prove? I beat you already.
In his defense, he's saying he already beat. In his mind, he already beat Brandon Moreno in their first fight. It was officially a draw, but it was a draw because of what he says is a fake eye poke that Brandon Moreno cried about, which got him a point deduction, making it a draw. Without the eye poke, Figueiredo wins. Whatever.
No.
And he said, "I gave you your rematch. Give me mine."
But wasn't there like a 6-year gap between that first fight and maybe not 6 years, but there was a.
It wasn't even a year.
Was it?
No, they ran it back immediately. It was in November.
Why do I feel like it was longer ago?
I thought the same thing. I thought it was longer too.
Yeah,
no, it was in November, and then the last one was in June.
Yeah,
I could be off by a month or two here, like on each of those, but
yeah.
I don't know. It seemed like shit happened years ago, even though it happened like not that long ago. That should be seem like it happened like 6-7 years ago. They'd be like, no, that was last month. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but yeah, Moreno won that. He beat you for the title. He beat you decisively. You can't really call him a pussy.
That's just wild to me.
Israel Adesanya.
Oh, before we move on, I just want to say I agree with Davis and Figueiredo. Not that Moreno's a pussy, but Moreno should give him the rematch.
I feel you. I mean, if you feel like you deserve a rematch, you deserve a rematch. But don't be like you're a pussy if you don't give me a rematch. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Huh?
Moving on. Israel Adesanya says John Jones will never fight at heavyweight, and he's just getting fat for no reason. Bad guy. Thoughts?
Hey, that's probably the funniest shit I heard. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a big fan of John Jones, and I'm not one of those people that feel like their heroes can do no wrong or that fair people can do no wrong. But I personally never saw John Jones fighting in heavyweight either. So they keep talking about like, oh, he's gonna do his fight soon. He's gonna go for the belt and all shit like that. I said if he ever fought, he's gonna get a bullshit ass fight, then get the belt and then retire. That's what I saw in my head. If he ever did do it, but I don't see him fighting heavyweight. Honestly, I just feel like they're trying to cement his career as the GOAT. Like they're really trying.
Who's they?
The people.
So not John Jones. Is he included in that?
No, I think John Jones is pretty much like he's just doing it, whatever. I think John Jones wants to be done. Honestly, John Jones wants to do coke on an island somewhere. he's in my mind, he's tapped out of that shit. He just wants to talk his shit on Twitter and say you suck, but did not fight.
He wants to be Conor McGregor.
You said what?
He wants to be Well, no, Conor's actually fighting. So
no, I was gonna say Conor McGregor still want to fight. He still want to get paid. I feel like John Jones is done.
I feel you.
That's what I mean. But the thing is, I'm gonna support my nigga. But I feel like, I just don't see him fighting. Like, I don't see him fighting.
I feel like we need to not have. If that's the case, John Jones needs to stop tweeting about how he's bulking up for heavyweight.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I just feel like this.
If you're done, just retire.
Yeah, I just feel like he's just teasing the fans.
And also quit making excuses and say they're not paying you enough or whatever the excuse is to not fight at heavyweight. Because if you want to fight, you're going to fight. And if you don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. Like,
yeah. He's going to fight Jake Paul if he does.
Wow. I would say that. I'd watch that.
I would definitely watch it. I would definitely watch it.
John Jones fucks him up.
I feel like that fight will be a fucking exhibition. There's no winner for the match. It's going to be that kind of shit.
It's a 1-round fight. John Jones is only allowed to use his left hand.
Yeah, it's gonna be goofy shit like that. Only body blows, only no head punches, but you still got to wear headgear. It's gonna be some dumb shit like that if it was to happen. I just don't see
any blood in the fight stopped.
Yeah, just goofy shit like that. I don't see it.
Also, I got one more thing to say. Sorry. Israel Adesanya need to leave John Jones alone. You got held down by Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah. If you look, I know John Jones ain't John Jones like he used to be, but he's still John Jones, motherfucker. Like that nigga's gonna. At one point I was like, Izzy might give him a fight for real. Now I'm like, John Jones will fuck you up if Jan Blachowicz is doing this shit to you. And
Jan had a good like striking battle with him too. It's not like
that's what I'm saying too. But when they were standing up, he was still doing his thing. And takedown, it was 0% takedown defense for fucking Izzy. Like, he was getting taken out every time.
Izzy is just a bigger Conor McGregor.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because because they both are all about the counter punching and just land. Like they're not about going to blow up like knockout blowout fights with you. They're not trying to go to war. They're just trying to land these perfect
precision.
Strikes. Yeah, precision.
And they're both shit talkers that build fights really well. They're both big stars. Yeah. They both have no takedown defense.
Yeah, they're just fighters. They're martial arts fighters. They're what you think of that you see in the movies, doing wild shit in fights. Even though they never land those crazy strikes, but they always throw them into a fight. Conor McGregor will throw a capoeira kick randomly in a fight. He'll never land it, but you be like, oh shit! Like we would always be geeked, like oh. If he
who else?
That, but he never.
You know who else does that?
Who?
Derek Lewis.
No, Derek Lewis be landing that shit though, because they never see that shit coming. He be doing bicycle like roundhouse kicks.
He does it when he does his switch kick where he throws like almost like a leg kick with his back leg and then follows up with a jumping head kick.
Yeah,
somebody's echoing back.
Is it me?
But it's good now. All but right. Sorry, I was fucking with me. I was hearing my voice back, and I was like, "What is going on?" When he throws the jumping head kick with his lead leg, every time.
That's what I'm saying. It's just funny, like, because you look at him like he can't do that kind of shit. And he does it. He lands it too. It's never strong, and like they never knocks him out, but he'll land it, and the crowd be like, "Oh!" Like, or they'll block it at least. Like, but he'll connect with something. He'll connect on a hand or a head or something.
So moving on, Kat Zingano files a lawsuit against Holly Berry for a bruise, the severed relationship with UFC. So to sum it up, Kat Zingano was supposed to appear in the movie Bruised, which is being produced by Holly Berry. She was supposed to star in it. But at the same time, the UFC wanted her to fight because she's a fighter contracted with the UFC. So, but she had a choice. She could either go film or she could take the fight and possibly miss out on the movie role. So she decided to take the movie role. So as a result, the UFC cut her from the UFC. They released her. But now that she was a released, I almost said superstar. Now that she's released and she's not with the UFC anymore, now the movie studios are like, she's not as attractive anymore because she's not a UFC fighter anymore. So they decided not to use her anyway. So not only is she out of the UFC, she also isn't getting in the movie.
Oh, I'm with her on that. Go ahead.
So she's suing Holly because she says Holly made a bunch of promises.
Why are you calling her that?
Keep. Who?
Isn't it Hallie?
Hallie, Holly, Haley.
No. Damon.
I've been called all of those.
Do you not correct people? What's somebody call me Travis?
Ew.
Or Travis.
It's like a God of War character.
Eventually you get worn down and you just say, fuck it, whatever.
Nah, fuck all that. My name is my name, motherfucker. You will acknowledge me.
Ew. You said Travis. It's like you were in Greek mythology and you fucking
so
the god of metrosexuality.
Wow, that's John.
Yeah, that is John. So bad guy, you said that you agree with her suing?
Yes, because I feel like if you're saying like, oh, I don't look like a superstar anymore, like I don't look like a hot commodity anymore because I'm not with them now, when I just pretty much risked it all to work in your movie that we know is not going to be good because Holly Berry ain't been shit in like 20 years. Like that's fucked up. Like, so I agree with it. I would definitely sue. I mean, like, especially going to take me out the movie too after you saw I risked it all for it and got cut from UFC to do your movie, and then you sit there and say, nah, no, I'm giving my money. Either you're going to put me in this movie or give me my money. You're going to be one or the other because I risked everything for you. I invested in it. And I actually need to get paid more than Holly Berry is because I risked more than her. And she's not the hot commodity anymore. Like, that's crazy.
Travvy?
I see both sides. Holly Berry, see, you got me calling her Holly now. Holly Berry fucked up. But at the same time, Kat Zingano fucked up. You're contractually obligated to the UFC. Especially when you are 1-4 in your last 5. Granted, you were 9-0 before that, but 1-4 in your last 5, and haven't fought since 2018. Got TKO'd in that fight, by the way. And honestly, you in the past 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights in 6 years. Or I'm sorry, 5 fights in 5 years. And you're not a star, you're not the champion. Like, you're gonna get released. Like, you can't afford to call off.
I feel you, but at the same time, they still wanted her. They were like, we want her in this movie. And I feel like, okay, I'm doing this movie for y'all, and then you're gonna try to cut me. And it's like, bro, Holly Berry ain't been shit since fucking before Catwoman. And that was years ago. I was a child then. Like, that's fucked up. And I feel like I said, in my opinion, Kat Zingano's the bigger name than Holly Berry in this movie. If you're gonna be real, like,
I disagree.
I'm saying though, but it's like
you can argue. You said she's what 10-4 in her.
She's 12-4 total. But at the time of her being released, she was 10-4. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So she's 10. You're 10-4. I've been doing my thing. You wanted me in your movie, so honestly, I'm the hot commodity at this point because I got fired from this company to do your movie. You should do your part of the deal at this point. I understand. I understand. Like, yeah, I lost my last 4 or whatever. But at the same time, you wanted me in your movie. Holly Berry ain't been shit in. That's the thing that's killed me. Holly Berry ain't been shit in years. Like,
also, I just want to say, Kat Zingano was 3-4 in her UFC career from 2013 to 2018. And also was I think the last person to beat Amanda Nunes.
I don't know. I just feel like this movie ain't gonna be shit. First off, this movie ain't gonna be good. The last good movie, like besides John Wick, we ain't seen her in a good movie.
She's not in it. Holly Berry's not in it. She's directing it.
She's just the director.
I saw a picture of Holly Berry like in the in the gym, like literally like.
I thought she was just directing it.
She probably, odds are she's directing it. She's probably at least appearing in it. Maybe not starring, but
they literally had her with no makeup on, and she looked like she was in the fight, like in the movie. When I saw her, she was like this, and she was talking to the coach, whatever. Like it looked like she was really doing some shit in there. So I thought she was starring in the movie. So I thought she was the star of the movie. Maybe Kat Zingano was the villain.
You're right. She is starring in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought it was. So it was like, I don't know. I just feel like Kat Zingano will be the bigger name at this point because, like I said, she ain't been shit in years. We don't care about her movies anymore. So it's like you need me to help you with this movie.
Ooh. I think so. The only UFC fighter in this movie now is Valentina Shevchenko. Who I feel like is a much bigger name than Kat Zingano.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Was she the one that replaced Kat Zingano?
I'm assuming.
Okay, so I mean, at that point, they leveled up, but at the same time, and I'm thinking from Kat Zingano's point of view. I'd be like, bro, you wanted me in your movie. I lost my job to do this movie, and you ain't gonna put me in there? That's some bullshit. At least have me want to pick first people that lose. Like,
yeah, like, at least keep me in the movie.
Yeah, put me somewhere in there.
But moving on, who should Conor McGregor and who should Dustin Poirier fight next?
I can start. I know exactly who they should fight next.
Each other.
Like, no, I'm kidding. I think that there's a couple options for both. I'm discussing this on TikTok right now too, but there's the what I think because in MMA there's 2 paths. You can go down the path of the sport and what's best for the sport. Or you can go down the path of the business and what's best for the business. So let's start with the business. Conor McGregor has probably 3 or 4 business fights in there. I'm gonna leave one to the middle because one is good for both. Him and Usman have been going back and forth on Twitter. If you're Kamaru Usman and you beat Colby Covington and they say, hey, if you want, you can fight Conor McGregor for the title next to defend your title. You're doing that. Right,
100%. Usman, I'm balling.
Yeah, it's easy. It's the easiest fight for the biggest paycheck. I think Masvidal's a good option. Masvidal's 0-2 in his last 2 against the same guy. Conor McGregor's 0-2 in his last 2 against the same guy.
Have them fight each other, give one of them.
Yep, and that is a main event if there ever was one.
Yeah, because they'll sell them tickets. They'll
probably be the highest selling pay-per-view of all time.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I can see them on talk shows talking their shit too.
Exactly.
Super necessary.
Fuck, now I fucking forgot who my last one was.
Probably a Diaz.
Oh, Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier for Conor. Dustin Poirier 4.
Okay.
But if you go down the sport path, he should fight a guy like. I mean, there's 4 or 5 fights in this, honestly. But winnable fights, I think he should fight Tony Ferguson, number 1. I've seen rumors about UFC possibly wanting Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor to coach The Ultimate Fighter, which is a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
You got Tony Ferguson. You've got Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's a guy that likes to stand there and strike and is not afraid to take punches, which is what you want for Conor McGregor. I hate to be the guy that's like, oh, let's feed the younger guy to Conor. but you're kind of going to have to do it. If you want to keep the cash cow going, you got to feed him somebody that he can beat up on. Javier Dos Anjos, it's a good fight. He could lose that fight, though. That's a close fight. In terms of fights he might lose, but would still make sense for sport, whoever loses between Gaethje and Chandler, and then Islam Makhachev. Now, the guy that I think he should fight next, and Kenny's going to hate this, it's a money fight. It's a competitive fight. It makes sense for the sport. It makes sense for the business. It is Nathan freaking Diaz.
Yeah, I saw that coming. I knew he was going to say either him or Dustin Poirier again.
For Dustin Poirier, it's same thing. He's got options to go with the order of the business. If he goes business side where he's going to fight money fights, he's calling out Nate Diaz. He's got beef with Colby Covington, and he's got beef with Conor McGregor still. So those all make sense. If we're talking about sport, he really only has one fight to go, and that's fucking Charles Oliveira, which is who he should fight next.
I was thinking about that. I'm thinking, hear me out. I know they're not in the same division. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway.
I'm not against it, but Max is going to have to move up to 155. Conor's not going to 145 again.
Yeah, Conor's not making that weight anymore.
I feel like they should do it. Go ahead and fight the thing out. I feel like they can sell it. He can sell himself as the best boxer in the world. Conor McGregor sell himself as the best ever. And then two go at it.
You should do it as a catch weight.
150?
Do it 150.
Who you got for Poirier, though? Oliveira?
Yeah, that's what I have for him.
Yeah, he definitely needs to fight for the title. When you just beat the biggest star in the company, you should go for the title. And if him not going for the title isn't a good sign for the title, actually. If anything, it kind of weakens it because it's saying the title isn't the biggest fight you can take.
It's not, though.
Or just go ahead and fight Jake Paul. That's the biggest fight out there now. It's like, no.
Fight Logan.
He's going to fight Nate Diaz because Conor McGregor, you know where the real money fight is?
Ugh. I just don't want to hear this nigga Nate Diaz talk again. I hate the way he talks. Ugh. You already playing a test, but with the other guy, you don't want to meet. You don't fight me? How you want to do that? I'm like, I hate hearing him.
You're playing touch button in the park with the ponytail, guy with the ponytail, but I'm not the one I'm the one without training partners. Get the fuck out of here.
No, you got to make your tongue heavier.
You're all on fucking steroids.
No, you don't get steroids. No,
hey,
my brother with the best brothers ever all the time.
I quote Nate Diaz every single time I lose on Bad Guy Versus. Every time. Anytime I get Shitty Boy, I quote Nate Diaz.
That's terrible. Well, that makes sense because he's a fucking loser. Fuck the Diaz brothers, in the words of Tony Montana.
Well, speaking of sucking,
your body and the bodies you're loving deserve nothing but the best. Organic Lovin' is the only adult subscription box that includes eco-friendly body products, from body-safe adult toys to sex-positive books and erotic seminars. Organic Lovin's online store has everything you and your partner or partners could ever need to heat things up. And right now, your friends at T13 Media want to take 10% off of your next order. Just go to organiclovin.com and use promo code T1, T-H-R-E-E, like the sound the bed makes, when you check out. Organic Lovin'. Love organically, purely, deeply, boldly.
Okay, and we're back. So now we're going to go into some pro wrestling. So first thing off is going to be Ric Flair. He appeared at Triple Mania for AAA in Andrade's corner. And I feel like someone owes Book It some money because we did this first like a year ago. But I digress. Travvy, what are your thoughts?
I liked it. It was a cool spot. Ric Flair said he's eternally over. I like that. Ric Flair might be the most over professional wrestler of all time.
Oh, for sure. When you saw him in the Migos video, I already knew it was.
Yeah. He's also the drip god, the original drip god.
Yeah,
the real drip god.
That was over like that was The Rock when he was doing his music shit. I feel like he's the only person that was like on that level. Like we got John Cena and Batista doing movies and shit now, but I feel like the Rock and Ric Flair are the two people that's like, no matter
Hogan.
what they do,
Yeah.
Hogan's kind of a
No, Hogan's out. Hogan was there, and then Hogan went too far. It was like, nope, you're not
He
good
replaced.
enough.
He didn't say brother.
yeah. I'm about to say, yeah.
And he's not, and to be fair, we realized he wasn't that good to begin with, so he's not good enough to get that. He's not good enough to earn the pass.
I had to hold that in. I thought the ugly laugh about to come out. That
was a good one, Kenny. That was a good one.
was a good one. I'll give you a point for that. That was a good one. Yeah, I think Hulk Hogan was over. I'll give you that because the man was fucking Thunder Lips in Rocky 3. Yeah,
Kenny, what did you say you thought about Andrade being?
I mean, I kind of saw that coming sooner or later because he's fucking dating his daughter.
Now you could have left dating out. He's fucking his daughter.
Well, he's fucking his daughter. Nah, the way she be posting him, they go together. Like,
They definitely do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way
I think they're married now, aren't they?
I think they are.
I think they're just engaged still.
Oh,
Even if the way all she posts is him, I swear. Every time I go, I look on her page, it's just Andrade did this, Andrade did. I'm like, she loves this man.
Yeah. So, speaking of love, I guess for the business, do you think CM Punk returns to wrestling this weekend? And if so, where?
Honestly, at this point now, I don't think he returns this week. It's going to be a while because everybody's expecting it now. Like it's to the point because all everybody's saying is at I forget what pay-per-view
Rampage.
Yeah, Rampage. They're like, CM Punk's coming. Like everybody believes he's coming now. I think he's gonna come. It might be a random night of a show. Now, I'm not thinking he's coming back at pay-per-view. I'm thinking he's coming back at a random night. And everybody's gonna be like, oh, did you see what happened on Raw last night? Or did you see what happened on AEW last night? Like, I feel like it's that point now. I don't think he's coming at a pay-per-view anymore. If he does come back. If he does.
Travvy.
I think if he comes back Friday on Rampage. The only reason I say that is I don't remember who it was that they had to be a surprise debut, but TNT was pissed because TNT said, we don't want surprises, we want ratings. So they were like, don't do surprises. So that's why when Big Show debuted, they talked about they announced it the night before on social media, so that way you could get the views. When Christian debuted, they said they had a big surprise, and it would happen at this time on Dynamite, and it was Christian. So them hinting it at with Darby Allin doing the at AEW, you got AEW Rampage comes to Chicago, Illinois. And we're so excited to do this, but in AEW you've got to prove that you got to earn your keep around here, even if you think you're the best in the world. I think that's just like they're like, hey, motherfuckers, hey,
They say Punk's coming. Punk.
we signed Phil Brooks.
I was like, Punk.
Come watch CM Punk.
Yeah, they've been hinting at it hard.
Yeah, and so I think if he shows up, if he doesn't show up on Rampage, it'll be an all out, but I think that's highly unlikely. I'm hoping he doesn't show up at all. Like, I want him to come back, and I want him, like, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be happy no matter where he goes or if he goes anywhere. But part of me wants him to not show up so that way I get to see the fucking universe melt.
Yeah, because if he doesn't show up, AEW...
Or if he shows up at fucking SummerSlam, because let me tell you what's going to happen. All the people that are saying they're talking about like, oh, CM Punk's gonna come back. He's gonna put the nail in the coffin of WWE. Blah blah blah. Like so on and so forth. As soon as if he comes back at SummerSlam and re-debuts with the WWE, they're gonna be like, oh, did you see Punk? He's washed. His promos aren't good. He can't wrestle anymore.
Oh, for sure.
Blah 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 blah. Like
sell out.
Yeah,
for sure. But that's the thing though. Is they love you. It's kind of like how what Two-Face said. You live long enough, you become the villain, and that's what it is. And sometimes they gotta miss you. They gotta miss you. That's what happened with John Cena. Happened with Roman Reigns. When you're around too long, they hate you. That's just what it is. And you gotta repackage yourself sometimes to get the love back.
That's another thing. If John Cena left WB and debuted for AEW, all the people that hate John Cena would love him.
Yeah.
And he'd be the exact same character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's just how it is. It's like it's just is what it is. It's weird. The wrestling is the fans are so fucking weird, bro.
Fickle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Daniel Bryan once said.
Honestly, fans.
That's every SmackDown vs. Raw too. The fans are fickle.
Honestly,
or my father's king.
The fans are immoral.
Immoral. That's how you gotta do it. Immoral, real quick. That's how I do it in my head. I'm like immoral. Like, taking something off.
I did it like an angry dad. Kidney does it like a nerd.
No, that's how you gotta do it. You're like, well, he did this. Immoral. Real quick. That's how I do it.
So Bobby Lashley says that the WWE cannot be beaten. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. It's one of those things. It's kind of sad. It's like, you know how Madden is. It's like no matter who they go up against, like football. Like when the new football game comes out, it's like they don't get the backing. It's like this game could be better, but it's Madden's Madden. It's just kind of that kind of thing. No matter what they put out, people are gonna buy it. It's just that kind of thing. And it's one of those sad things where it's like WWE can do whatever the fuck they want for the next 20 years, and this shit will still be the best thing considered, like best thing wrestling wise for the business, even though it's not. And it's sad for it. And that's why Vince McMahon, that's like CM Punk said, he's like, you can be a billionaire if you do it the right way.
Well, the funny thing is he's a billionaire again.
Yeah,
but yeah,
Travis got to do his.
Yeah, Travvy.
I agree and disagree. I agree that they're not going to be beaten in the near future. But there's a perfect storm that could happen that could make them be beaten. But there's a lot of things that have to happen. They have to fuck up a lot. The other team has to be perfect.
It's not gonna happen.
It's just there's too many things. AEW honestly is doing so much better than I expected them to do.
Same.
But it's too many variables. It's too many variables.
Oh yeah, there's way too many variables.
Because now it's to the point now with AEW where they were AEW was doing this, blah, blah, blah. They're supposed to be backing this person out, but they're pulling a TNA. What TNA did a couple years back with the Main Event Mafia, that era, the Hulk Hogan era, where they just kept taking washed up WWE superstars and people that just got, people that just got cut from WWE. They're just doing that shit. They're redoing that. And you don't want to see that, but they know they're like, oh, well, Christian was champion here. He can be champion over here. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. You got to build somebody else new.
Right.
I agree with you. Also, WWE's been doing this for damn near 40 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Vince McMahon personally, like, it's hard to beat that without going 40 years yourself.
It's hard to tell somebody that's been around for that long what to do. He's like, nigga, I've been doing this for 40 years. He probably said you like that too. Nigga, I've been doing this for 40 years.
I wouldn't even be mad.
Do-rag on and everything, and cigar in his mouth.
Do-rag Vince is a different level of menace.
I agree too that WWE, I don't see them getting beaten. Probably it would take a lot. And the thing I hate when people are like, well, Tony Khan's dad and like the Khan family have more money than Vince, so they wanted to, they could beat him. The difference is they got money invested in all sorts of other shit, like the Jaguars, in oil, or a bunch of other shit. They're not gonna go broke for AEW. Like if AEW started bleeding money, like they're gonna cut bait.
I would say Ted Turner had more money than
right, but Vince, all of his money is in WWE. He needs WWE to survive, so he's gonna put as much money into whatever he would have to make sure WWE survives.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. Also, wait.
Yeah.
Kenny, Do-Rag Vince versus Masaru Uchiha.
Do-Rag Vince.
100%. He beat God.
Yeah, I was about to say, Shawn was tag team of God and still lost. It's like, no, we stop playing around. Vince McMahon is damn near undefeated. He even beat cancel culture. How do you beat the cancel culture? You got caught to say
he beat coronavirus too.
Yeah,
he never quit Every other event, everything else shut down in like at least for a little bit. UFC shut down for 6 weeks. They were the shortest span for sports to be shut down for. They were the first to come back. Vince McMahon never stopped.
He never stopped. He said we're gonna wrestle in the fucking we're gonna wrestle in the training facility then. Fuck,
Yeah.
y'all gonna be working. He said y'all gonna make my money. He's a pimp for real. So y'all gonna make my money.
In the do-rag with a cigar.
I tell you, I said do-rag and a cigar.
Vince probably
And a Ric Flair robe. A hand-me-down Ric Flair robe.
Vince
He wear it first.
And tidy whities.
He gotta wear it first. He said, all right, now you can wear it. I wore this shit. My hand-me-downs.
I can see Vince building a ring in his backyard. Motherfuckers, I don't give a shit. Like, you wrestling tonight. Live from Vince's mansion.
He had these niggas wrestle up a building to a ring on the roof.
Speaking of which, WWE is considering more off-site matches and events, like how they did Rolling Loud, Raw on the Roof, Hammerstein Ballroom, and other festivals are topics of discussion currently. So they're thinking about taking the tour, the road, or the show on the road in more than one way. Travvy, what's your thought on that?
I don't know what Raw on the Roof was.
I don't either, really.
It was something in 95 apparently, but like
I've never heard of that.
I'm trying to figure out what that was.
Probably just an episode of Raw on a roof. It was at Vince's mansion on the roof.
I'm looking at it now. This is wild. I looked up Raw on the Roof. It was like Raw on the roof of your mouth. I was like, no, Google. Raw on the roof.
I'm not against it. I think it makes more sense to do like all of it at the same time. Like, I don't like how they were like, 4 matches are going to be in Cleveland and 2 matches are going to be in Florida on the same night.
But then again, they've done this before though, because they did with the one. I forget what WrestleMania was. It's an old WrestleMania, but they did it.
They did 3 events. Yeah, 3. It failed.
Yeah, I was saying, he ain't gonna care. He's like, all right, bet we're gonna do this shit again. He don't give a fuck. I think I like the idea of it, but I don't like how they've been doing it. If that makes sense. I don't like the execution. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't like the execution. I like the idea of it because some matches work, like the parking lot brawl. That's not necessarily in a ring. I hated the Money in the Bank shit when they're going up the building. I thought that shit was dumb. But I feel like if you do it right, it can work. That's one of those things I'll say. If you do it right, it can work. But I just get worried with WWE because they've been trying to do innovative shit sometimes, and that shit does not work lately.
Well, yeah, I know they did the stuff with Rolling Loud, and one of the observation people made was that the crowd didn't give a fuck, even though they did a match and everything.
They did, but they're not. We don't know if they're wrestling fans or not. They came for music, and all of a sudden y'all throw a wrestling match in there. It's like, what the fuck?
Right, exactly.
It's one of those things where it's like, you know how they said the old phrase, "There's a time and a place." This is one of those things. It's like,
this is not the time and place.
Apparently, Raw on the Roof was on top of Titan Towers.
That makes
the
sense.
entire episode of Raw was.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like I like porn, I like food, but I don't want porn to be going on while I'm at a dinner. And I'll be like, the fuck? This is like out of nowhere.
Bruh.
Like, fuck.
Apparently in 1999, Raw got pushed to Saturday night because USA was covering the Westminster Kennel Club dog show.
Makes sense. I remember the dog show always being like a big deal, or like Raw would have to start late.
I've never known anybody that's been like, I gotta catch this dog show.
Me either. Never. Like, I could see if it was like you got pushed away for the Olympics, or you got pushed away for even fucking football or basketball.
Yeah, how about Super Bowl?
Even soccer.
But the fact that because
the dog show
soccer's worldwide, but I've never heard anybody even like. If I'm scrolling through and I see a dog show, I might watch it for 10 seconds. Like, look at this shit. And then go up and it goes to the next channel. I've never been like, oh, shit, let's see what dog wins. Never done that.
No, that's...
it's just goofy.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move into our main event of the evening. So it's going to be a tournament to decide what is the best gimmick match type. So we're going to take 16 matches. We're going to put them into a bracket, randomize them until there's one final winner and decide what is the best gimmick match. Travvy, beam up the bracket.
Beam it up.
Beam me up, Scotty.
The main event of the evening.
5 rounds.
All right, we need to figure out what the one guarantee is.
Hell in a Cell.
I would say Hell in a Cell, yeah.
All right, I was gonna say Royal Rumble, but that's fine.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell might be. I don't know. That might fucking around. There's like 3. I'm like, that might fucking around win it all.
I'll let Kenny go first with his 5.
All right, so I'm going TLC.
Okay.
Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
So you said we get 5, right?
Yep.
Royal Rumble.
Okay.
The old fashioned cage match. I feel like back in the day that shit was lit. The blue barred cage, that shit was lit.
You want the blue cage specifically, or just cages in general?
I mean, no,
okay.
both is fine. But I'm just saying blue barred cage is the GOAT though. And
I agree. I like the barred cages more than the chain link.
Yeah, I think
I feel like it was more gruesome.
Yeah. Well, that's why they got rid of it. It was like this shit hurts. Like,
Yeah.
this shit hurts. What was I about to say?
Punjabi prison match.
No, that is not getting it for me.
A hot box match.
I'm missing one. I got it in my head and I can't think of it.
Casket. Buried alive.
Strap.
Come back to me. I'll do my last one later. Come back to me.
All right, I'll go next. I'm gonna go Ultimate X.
That match is fire. Yep. That is a good one.
I'm gonna go Money in the Bank.
I was thinking all WWE. That's my fault. I'm tripping.
I'm gonna go Money in the Bank. I'm gonna go strap match.
Does strap include Texas Bull Rope?
Yeah, it's the same match. It's just a
Just a
variation of
different
it.
name, Yeah.
Yeah. So I got 3.
That's what it was. My
This is-
fault. Iron Man match. That's what it was. I couldn't think of it.
Okay. So I still got 3. I gotta do
You can do a good old mud match. Remember that shit? The
No.
mud match?
A pudding match?
She was so dumb. Anytime you try to put women, that shit was dumb as hell.
I'm gonna do an Inferno match.
Lit.
And then I'll go with the Buried Alive.
Lit.
Okay. Did someone say ladder match already?
Nope.
We did Money in the Bank, but if you want to do ladder,
Ladder match is a different thing though.
I quit.
Okay.
Did we do TLC?
Yeah.
yeah, I did that one.
Okay. Last man standing.
Nope. Not done that one yet.
I feel like we should take Money in the Bank out and include it in ladder. That's what I feel like. I don't know. That's just me though.
I'll give you that because Money in the Bank is more of like a stipulation.
Yeah.
Post after that,
yeah.
I'll replace it. I'll replace it with Feast or Fired.
Okay.
I like that. I know it's gonna lose the first round, but I liked it.
I like Feast or Fire.
I liked it too. But these are some lit matches though.
Yeah.
Submission.
Okay.
And then
The Kennel match from hell.
The mask match, pull off your mask. I forget that shit's called.
Luchas de Apuestas.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, that shit. I put it on my tacos sometimes.
That was racist. T13 Media does not stand by Kenny's comments.
yeah, Kenny just fucking up.
Oh man, that shit good with some queso. I know.
3 stages of hell.
I forgot that was a thing. That shit was on the Shut Your Mouth. I've never seen that shit ever in real life. I just remember that being.
I think there's only been like 2 or 3 total ever.
No, they had a match that was fucking lit. Yeah, what's it? It's gonna be. I'm gonna bring it back on my show. Just know it's coming.
Okay.
There's supposed to be kind of 3 stages of hell. It's 2 out of 3 falls. So
Not the same thing.
Yeah, I had that on my on the first book of verse. But yeah,
But
I'm bringing the match
doing
back.
that?
This shit was lit. You said what?
Who's doing a 2 out of 3 falls, Damone?
It's Adam Cole and KOR.
Oh yeah. Kyle O'Reilly, yeah.
Where they each pick their stipulation.
Oof. Okay, y'all starting off good.
Okay, so the first match is going to be a strap match versus last man standing. Travvy.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna give it to the strap match. I think the strap match is a more unique match.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, but that last man standing is lit too, though.
It is. They're both lit.
Oh, this is a good one. Because I didn't think I was like strap match might lose to most of these, but I'm like that fucking last man standing match is fire too, though. I'm gonna make Damone decide. I'm going last man standing. I'm gonna be.
I'm gonna go with last man standing as well. Sometimes strap match can get convoluted.
Okay.
I like it, but sometimes it is kind of dumb if you think about it that you win by tapping all 4 corners.
That's not dumb.
Wait, I thought that was only in that one version of it. I thought
that's the original version, but there have been versions where that's not what the match is.
Right.
I was gonna say I thought the JBL one, I forget that shit. It's good.
And that JBL and Eddie.
Yeah, I thought that was like that, but I didn't know.
That's the original rule set, but there's been matches since then which you're tied to your opponent, but you're not actually don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I thought it was. That's if we're going by that rules, we got to tap each one. That's dumb. So I'm definitely.
I disagree. It gives it more unique, but you got to do it consecutively.
No, I remember that. I thought it was just for that JBL match. If it was going for that part makes sense for that. It was lit for that because it was like this is how we did it back in my day. The JBL can sell that, but for the pinning one, I prefer the pinning one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So 3 Stages of Hell versus the Inferno match. Bad guy.
Just 2 hell matches. Inferno and 3 Stages of Hell. 3 Stages of Hell, that can be any match type, right?
Yeah, it's 3 separate match types in one night.
That's what I thought. I'm gonna go 3 Stages of Hell, just because I feel like that's kind of unfair because
I agree.
It could be anything.
The Inferno match could be inside 3 Stages of Hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's the last stage of hell? Was the Inferno match? I don't know. I feel like that's unfair.
What if it was like Inferno match followed by Hell in the Cell followed by Buried Alive?
That would be crazy.
It'd be crazy.
Murder.
Yeah. And it was Mick Foley versus the Undertaker for that.
3 stages of murder. I was thinking that too when we was thinking 3 stages of hell too.
Okay, so
what are you voting?
Yeah, I'm voting 3 Stages of Hell.
Oh, okay, so it got washed.
I feel like that one's unfair. I feel like that might fuck around and win it all just because.
Again, sometimes Iron or Inferno matches can get kind of convoluted.
Yeah, I don't really like Inferno matches to be honest. I put it in there, but
yeah, I just like the idea of it.
Yeah, but it hasn't been executed well, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I like the idea, but the execution's been trash. But I like the idea of it.
Right. Usually, you can tell who's gonna win because they wear different gear. Like the person who's wearing protective gear.
Yeah, they're gonna get burned.
Right. So Iron Man match versus Feast or Fired. Travvy.
I'm gonna go Feast or Fired. I think it's more unique and more entertaining.
I agree. I'm gonna go Feast or Fired as well.
I'm gonna give Iron Man the sympathy vote.
Yeah, I thought I was tripping for thinking Feast or Fired was better, but I'm glad somebody else said the same.
Yeah,
I was sitting there I was like, the idea of Feast or Fired is better than Iron Man. But even though Iron matches are lit sometimes.
Okay, so ladder match versus Buried Alive. Travvy.
Ladder match.
Yeah, it's ladder match by a million times.
It is ladder match. Even though I do enjoy a Buried Alive match,
I do too.
Is better.
Yeah.
TLC versus Cage. Ooh, that's a banger.
Yeah, that is.
Kenny.
I'm still going TLC though, but Cage, like back in the day, I feel like a cage match was ridiculous. Now it's like we can see it on the episode of Raw now, but like back in the day, like
Ric Flair, if Ric Flair was going inside a cage, it was the end of everything.
Yeah, but so they built cage matches up back in the old days. But like TLC matches are so fucking lit, especially like you have the right people. TLC matches are so lit.
I'm voting for Cage because You could have a TLC match without calling it TLC. You could just have a ladder match and use tables and chairs as well, which is what the original TLC was.
Which I'm still angry about that you guys did that. Fuck y'all for that.
What? Fuck y'all. Fuck who?
You, not really Kenny. Kenny really didn't do it. I chose TLC in the last book and verse, and then y'all motherfuckers like
We use Full Metal Mayhem.
I hate it. I hate
which
it.
is a TLC match in TNA.
I was that first book of verse, they were trying everything they could to work around when getting these matches. They was like, "Oh, you want to do a Royal Rumble? Okay, bet I'm doing the greatest Royal Rumble. You want to do a TLC match? I got a tables, ladders, chairs, and
stairs.
Sledgehammer match. Then like it's always something. They're gonna find a way to work that match in there.
I'm gonna vote for a TLC match.
There you go.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, this is a banger.
Ooh, this might be the best match on the. This should be in the finals for real. For real.
Yeah, it should be Elimination Chamber versus Ultimate X.
Ultimate X is like that. It's such a childish idea. It just sounds like some shit we made up as like we're playing with our toys and shit. Like
yes.
you broke the fucking ropes on the ring, like and you just were like, let's put them up here then, make them climb and get the belt this way. Like it's just like we don't have the ladder, we don't have the ladder toy yet, but it just feels like that. But the match is so lit. Elimination Chamber is just such a fucking gruesome match too. Damn, it's a good one. I'm gonna go Ultimate X, only because I feel like the spots are better. I feel like Elimination Chamber is like I feel like they prefer bigger wrestlers in Elimination Chamber, where Ultimate X is like they prefer cruiserweights because they do a lot of flippy shit that y'all call it, but they do a lot of shit like that. And I would go. I think the better spots have been in Ultimate X. You got the fucking cutter off the thing. You got the moonsault. You got the leg drop. You got them getting speared off. I just feel like a lot of crazy shit happens in that match.
Okay, Travvy.
I'm gonna go Elimination Chamber. Kenny talked me into the Elimination Chamber because I disagree. There probably has been better spots, but I disagree that Elimination Chamber is made for big guys. I think anybody can be in the Elimination Chamber and make it work. Where the Ultimate X, as you said, is more of a lighter, smaller guys.
I'm not saying like only big people wrestle. I'm just saying it's leaning towards bigger guys. There's more. Mm-hmm. I feel like that one's more for people that have longer stamina that can last in those matches. Like they be like you might have your person like John Morrison that jump off and do a flip off the cage part of it, but I feel like that match isn't. That's not really geared towards cruiserweights. Like geared to people that's like flippy shit. That's more. This is a world title match. It's more main eventers are in that match. Like it's more world title picture. Where Ultimate X is like, hey, we're just gonna have to try to have a lit ass match in the middle of the card.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Elimination Chamber because Travis talked me into it, because when he mentioned that you can do more with the Elimination Chamber, essentially you can have it be smaller guys or you can have it be bigger guys. With Ultimate X, it's gotta be smaller guy. Well, we'll see soon, maybe. In the next book and verse, if it has to be smaller guys,
it's just one of those things.
Smaller guys.
This one I wasn't mad either way, whichever one won. I fucked with both matches heavy. Like it was one of those things where it's like if I had to rate both match types, it's like 9.9 and 9.8 kind of thing. It's like like this was a battle.
Right. So next one's Hell in a Cell versus Submission.
This isn't fair.
I think we can 1, 2, 3 this one. It's Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it's Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
Oh, I was on Submission, but I'm just kidding.
and then I quit versus the Royal Rumble.
This is another lit one.
Travvy.
It's Royal Rumble. I quit match is just a verbal submission match.
You think so?
Yes.
I think
they try to bill it differently. They try to like make it like make them quit because of punches, but you're still just either you're giving up either way. So
I feel on a giving up thing, but I feel like with submission matches, you literally put them in a submission. Where I quit, it's like I can have this cord wrapped around your neck, and you know what I'm saying, and or I can strike. You know what I'm saying, I can electrocute you or some shit like that. Like, I can be doing all kind of different shit. They don't really do that in submission match. It's like
in a submission match, you can only win by submission, so you could technically not be disqualified. You could use weapons, and you could do these things that.
I thought if you use a weapon, you still get disqualified. I thought.
Not because that wouldn't be it wouldn't be winning by submission.
Well, I'm still going with Royal Rumble though. I agree with Royal Rumble, but I just thought the I Quit match was pretty much a hardcore match. Instead of
That's how they book them, but I mean, technically speaking, it's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Royal Rumble. It's more iconic. It's more important. And plus you get the surprises and everything every year. It's better. So next, for second round, Last Man Standing versus 3 Stages of Hell. Kenny.
Okay, I know 3 Stages of Hell can be any match, but I'm going to end that here. I'm going to go Last Man Standing because it's not really. I feel like in this point we're going innovative. It's not really innovative. It's just kind of like we're going to do 3 different matches, like instead of I got an idea for something special.
I disagree. 3 Stages of Hell should win this because the best Last Man Standing matches come at the end of 3 Stages of Hell. Being the final match of the Last Man Standing and Hell in a Cell are the best finish matches for 3 Stages of Hell.
But that's like saying we got the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson. Which one's better?
I feel you.
So this point is like, yeah. So at this point, I'm going Michael.
But I'm saying Last Man Standing is best as the end of this.
Yeah.
Not where the Hell in a Cell, in my opinion, is better. Is just as good by itself. Last Man Standing is better as the end of a 3 Stages of Hell match.
Oh, I see you saying. Okay. I thought you were.
So
saying.
it's more so. We've got the Jackson 5 or Tito Jackson.
Well, I do agree with the 3 stages about the 3 Stages of Hell that I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah. You agree with me, fine, but you're voting with Kenny.
I do agree with you actually, but I'm voting with Kenny on Last Man Standing. Oh, it was you saying that the best I disagree about you saying the best Last Man Standing matches are in 3 Stages of Hell.
Oh, you disagree?
Yeah, I think the best Last Man Standing match is Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, and it's not. It wasn't.
Okay, okay. That's fine. I wasn't being literal. I'm saying it's better. You generally speaking, broad strokes, to finish a 3 Stages of Hell than it is by itself.
Which I disagree with.
Because I think 3 Stages of Hell. I think 3 Stages of Hell plays into the Last Man Standing thing. It makes the stakes higher. It makes it more relatable that they can't stand. They can't. You know what I mean, that they're going down.
Yeah, but still voting Last Man Standing.
That's fine.
So next was going to be Feast or Fired versus a traditional ladder match. Travvy.
I hate it, but I hate to go against Feast or Fired here, but it's a ladder match. I mean, there's just it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where we've seen way better ladder matches. Like in my opinion, I think Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon was such a fire match. Like that's still one match I still go back and watch.
And they didn't do anything crazy.
And I must say, there wasn't any crazy spots. I think if we're going to talk about the crazy spot was the fact that Shawn Michaels got his pants pulled down, his ass was out, and females was going crazy in the crowd. But there wasn't any crazy spots, but the match was still lit as an all-around match. You still got the Money in the Bank matches, and then that was pretty much the start to the didn't the ladder match come before TLC?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, you got that. It kind of branched out into the TLC. It's one of the things you got to have it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I agree on the ladder match. Ladder match wins. And you could do tag team stuff with the ladder match. You can do singles. You can do like.
Oh wow! You had 6. He said 6.
You do 101. You can do all sorts of things with a ladder match. Where Feast or Fired is cool, but also kind of convoluted too.
Yeah.
Is it
a little?
I see where it's coming from. Though I see where it's coming from with that one.
Because I don't think they've ever done it straight up Feast or Fire. It's always had like fucking random rules that they add in. So TLC versus Elimination Chamber.
That's another fire one.
Kenny.
It's another fire one. I'm gonna have to go TLC. I just feel like that match I've seen better TLC matches than I have Elimination Chamber matches. That's the only thing I'm basing it on, because I think both ideas are crazy, but I think I'm going just based on matches I've seen, matches that are more memorable, and matches that I'm like, oh, I'll go back and watch again. I don't really go back and watch Elimination Chamber matches, but I will go back and watch a TLC match.
Okay, Travvy.
I'm going to Elimination Chamber because, as I said before, you can have a TLC match without calling it TLC. You can. It's just a ladder match using chairs and tables too. There's been a lot of those that weren't TLC.
True.
There's only one Elimination Chamber. You can't. There's no other variation of an Elimination Chamber.
True.
So in terms of innovation, it's that is the only.
No, we forgot to put in here War Games.
That was on my fucking list too. Fuck.
I'm gonna.
I would put that instead of Inferno.
I'm gonna agree on the Elimination Chamber. Even though I kind of do agree that most of the better matches have been in the TLC. I just think Elimination Chamber as an idea and the gimmick itself is so good that I think it has to win.
Did Eric Bischoff really come up with
No,
that?
it's Chris Jericho's idea.
Jericho.
Okay.
No, it was Triple H. Jericho is Money in the Bank.
Okay.
You're right.
I thank them both then, because I remember Here Comes the Pain. Eric Bischoff's like, I had this great idea because of the chamber, but I didn't know if he came up with that.
It was Triple H's idea. He came up with everything. He even drew. I remember hearing a story about how he even drew out like the blueprints for it and everything. They explained how it would work, and then Jericho came up with the Money in the Bank concept.
That's hard.
Yeah,
and those two matches are lit too.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
So then the other one's gonna be Hell in a Cell versus the Royal Rumble.
It's another banger.
That's a banger. I think I left off on Kenny.
Damn. Yeah, these are getting hard now. These are really getting hard. Royal Rumble is like, we look forward to the surprise entrance and the whatever Kofi Kingston does every time, where he's fucking finds a way to not get eliminated, then get eliminated 2 seconds later.
Which I included that in my book at verse Royal Rumble.
He does it every time. He finds some crazy way to get back in. It gets eliminated like 2 seconds later. But the Hell in a Cell is just such a gruesome match, and it's lit too. And depending on the right people, if you have it, like, even though I will put what's her name?
Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha. She might be the GOAT.
She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT women's Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I was about to say her and Triple H are the GOATs for the Hell in a Cell. And
Taker. Taker's in there.
I got Triple H over Taker though. On that.
I agree, but Taker's needs to be mentioned.
Yeah. This is hard. I'm gonna go. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna go Royal Rumble.
Travvy.
These are the two best matches of all time, in my opinion. This is the finals. I'm gonna go Hell in a Cell just to tie it up, so I don't have to be the one to.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Royal Rumble because the Hell in a Cell over the course of the last 10-15 years has been so watered down.
Yeah, that is true.
By WWE's own doing, by having the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, because they don't long-term book a lot of the time, so then a feud will start and it'll be like, oh shit, they just started this feud and they're going in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it's just
you guys don't hate each other enough to be in Hell in a Cell. So I think, I just think Hell in a Cell got watered down. So
I do agree with you on that, because that is true. Because there was a point where we'd be like, they're going in Hell in a Cell. What? This is crazy. Where now it's like it's expected now. I definitely get where you're coming from.
But it's like it's October. We gotta put everybody in Hell in a Cell match, even though they don't need to be.
So which one did you vote for? I'm sorry.
He voted for Royal Rumble.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Royal Rumble is just such, and I've never popped for Hell in a Cell like I have for Royal Rumble. I've had goosebumps several times for Royal Rumble. Like when Edge came back, I had goosebumps. When Becky Lynch was put me in there, I got goosebumps. When who else was it? Somebody else I had goosebumps for.
When Curtis Axel never got eliminated in 2015 Royal Rumble.
That was like, I can't remember what the other one was. It's gonna bother me now. I can't think of it. Oh, it's John Cena when John Cena came back.
Oh yeah, when they had that little ramp where he was coming out from the crowd. I hated that ramp, but
I liked it. I like the way it looked, because you saw the people like, they're like getting out, they're like slapping on the shoulder, like, what's good? I'm like,
it was like an ECW thing to me. Like that's how I felt. Like it felt like ECW.
That shit was lit. Leave ECW alone.
I like ECW. Don't get me don't get me wrong.
You made it sound like it was bad. It was an ECW thing. Like, don't do that. Like, don't do that.
Okay. So I'm gonna reverse it for this time. So Royal Rumble versus the Elimination Chamber.
Fuck, I needed time to think about this.
Travvy.
Royal Rumble.
Kenny.
I'm gonna go Royal Rumble as well.
I'm gonna go Royal Rumble too, just because, like you said, the surprise entrances. We look forward to it
Every year.
every year. And the
I personally look forward to the Elimination Chamber.
I do too, but it's also kind of been watered down a little bit.
I agree.
Not as bad as Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, I say Elimination Chamber. You can make that a pay-per-view.
Right, you can make that work, but no. Okay, so next one is Last Man Standing versus the ladder match. Kenny.
I'm gonna. It's another hard one. I'm gonna go ladder match because I keep thinking of Money in the Bank. That's what's keeping it there for me. The Money in the Bank is what's doing it, and then you got, like I said, that's Scott Hall or Razor Ramon. I forget which one he's Razor Ramon back then. Razor Ramon against Shawn Michaels, man. I got to do it. Last Man Standing match are lit though. I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna play it, but ladder match is lit.
I'm going ladder match too because it's one of the more iconic matches. Last Man Standing, I don't think is as versatile or as iconic.
Okay. I'm gonna give Last Man Standing a sympathy vote. I do agree that ladder match is better, but I do think Last Man Standing, when done correctly, can be a great match. Like Shawn versus HBK.
Shawn versus Triple H, not HBK.
Right. It's late. I'm tired.
Hickenbottom versus Hickenbottom.
Hickenbottom versus Levesque.
Hickenbottom screw Hickenbottom.
Yeah.
Brett screw Brett.
Yeah.
Bitch.
So the finals is a ladder match versus the Royal Rumble. Travvy.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go Royal Rumble on this too. It's just it's the surprise entrance part. That's always lit. We get excited for that. Like I will call off of work to go see the Royal Rumble. Like
the Royal Rumble, I'd never miss.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will make sure I see the Royal Rumble. Like any other pay-per-view, like Hell in a Cell, I'll catch up with that later on. But Royal Rumble, I make sure to watch that almost every year.
Right. Yeah, you got to because you'll get shit ruined for you.
Exactly.
Right.
But fucking what's the app? Bleacher Report would quick to tell you who come back. Is it crazy? Ed came back in the 28th. Something you'd be like, "Fuck, I want to see that."
ESPN does it too. I'll get the notification.
Yep.
This fucking happened. Like, thanks. But I'm gonna go with Royal Rumble 2. It's gonna sweep in the finals. It's such a good match. It's a great concept. You get to see multiple different people. You have multiple you can do multiple angles within the match. You can do you have the going from coast beginning to end of the match. You can just do so many things with it. So Royal Rumble.
I'm not mad at this Final Four though. I feel like this would be my Final Four anyway. I feel like maybe TLC would have replaced the ladder match.
I would have had Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I was about to say Hell in a Cell would probably be in my top 5. That'd probably be number 5.
It'd be my top 2.
Yeah, these are some lit matches for real.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, there's some good matches.
Okay, so the winner of this main event and champion of the world, the Royal Rumble. So the Royal Rumble is the best gimmick match of all time. So now we're gonna get in and do some plugs, so you guys can figure out where you can find all of us. So we'll start with the bad guy.
You can catch me on Bad Guy Spoken on every social media. You can catch me on the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube. You can see where we do bad things. You can also see, I had to say that in there real quick. You can also see me on a few different shows. I got Bad Guy Versus, where the cast of the Bad Guy Spoken podcast, we play each other in video games, see who will win the Golden Chicken Award. I hadn't time to look for it. Golden Chicken Award, or the worst player that week gets the Shitty Boy. And then you can catch the several food shows we have because we're fat. So we got shows like Pizza Connoisseurs, Food Truck Friday / Local Food Friday. About to have wing connoisseurs here soon.
I was like, we got 2 more coming.
Yeah,
2 more food shows.
What's the other one?
The one where we're gonna rate individual foods from different places, like best mozzarella sticks or best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, best fish sandwich. Like
yeah. I was gonna call it. There can only be one. It was what I was gonna call it.
There you go.
Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that here soon. We'll try different waters out, different Coca-Colas,
pending.
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, we're gonna try all the different stuff out. You can also catch. There's a few other shows we got. You can also catch the what was it? Geek in the Sheets. You can catch that. I forget what day it comes out on, but you can catch Geek in the Sheets. I think it's on Tuesdays. I feel like. Well, so you can catch Geek in the Sheets. A new show coming out too is Unbiased. I don't know when TK is gonna drop that, but we're gonna be doing that soon. He's been playing. And
I would say you can find all of this stuff at 213media.com.
Exactly. That's where.
That way we don't have to list every single show.
I just want them to hear, but they got food shows and music shows. Yeah, Jukebox too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, check that out too. Brandon show. I'll play my own brother. Yeah, go ahead, check that out too.
Kenny is Mick Foley. Like he puts so many plugs in there. Like he's got all the plugs.
We got all the plugs. we
follow me on all social media at IAMTRAVVYT. That's at IAMTravvyT on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm doing currently the 100 greatest wrestlers of all time. One gets released each day. I'm also doing a top 5 every day. I'm doing a top 5 of different categories. I'm going to start doing rate the bars. So I'm going to rate rap lyrics on TikTok. There's other stuff too. I just can't think of right off the top of my head. I did some stuff today, but also reactions, replies, all that good jazz. Also, I'll be posting the from Geek in the Sheets. We do a final battle where we go put fictional characters against each other, and after they are on the show, I'll be posting them on TikTok so you guys can give your thoughts.
Nice.
So those will probably be posted every day too.
Nice. And then I am Damone D Money Allen. You can find me on TikTok and Twitter at The Money Cult because I be TikToking and tweeting. So it's DAMONEYCOLT like the team. Go Colts, gonna win the Super Bowl. So you can follow me there for wrestling, MMA, boxing, football, basketball, anything, just randomness on my Twitter. And then you can also follow me on TikTok for Guess the Wrestler if you like wrestling and just other random content. And like we said before, make sure that you check out T13media.com to get yourself to find anything on the T13 Media Network, including our merch, where we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have bandanas, we have masks, we have backpacks. You pretty much got anything you want. Get yourself a Primetime Travvy t-shirt. Get yourself some Bad Guys Spoken merch. Get yourself
teeing off shirt,
a teeing off bandana. Get yourself a just get yourself something. Just go on there and get yourself something. And then also make sure you check out our sponsors as well. And thanks again for coming on the journey with us into the world of combat sports. And bye, guys.
Yeah.